Hello! Today we'll be taking a look at the ruins of Nan Madol. Nan Madol is located on the eastern shore of Pohnpei in the Federated States of Micronesia. It is 1,600 miles, or almost 2,600 kilometers, from Australia, and 2,500 miles, or 4,023 kilometers, from Los Angeles. Basically, it's not very close to any major lands. Oddly enough, it's not far from Easter Island, yet few have heard of it. Easter Island has approximately 50,000 visitors per year, while Nan Madol has roughly 1,000. Nan Madol means spaces in between, referencing the channels running between the islets. The city is built on previous settlements of unknown people along the reefs. It consists of 92 artificial islets and numerous canals. The building of Nan Madol began in 900 AD and ended in 1650 AD. Most of the city was built using huge basalt columns, some as heavy as 50 tons. Archaeologists have located possible quarry sites on the main island. However, the method for moving them is unknown. One native did say in order to mine the basalt, the workers would pack twigs and leaves around a column and set fire to the debris. They would keep the fire going until the rock was extremely hot. Then they would pour cold water on it, causing the rock to crack. Nan Madol covers just under a square mile, or 2.5 square kilometers of land and water. In places, the walls are just over 32 feet, or 10 meters high, and 16.5 feet, or 5 meters thick. An interesting side note is that basalt is also found on the Moon, Venus, and Mars. No one on Pohnpei Island knows how it was built or why, at least not that anyone will admit to. Local lore says that it was built by black magic, or that monstrous birds were used to move the basalt. Author Bill S. Ballinger theorizes that Nan Madol was built by Greek sailors in 300 AD. One theory is that the builders used harmonics to move the magnetized basalt to the city, much the same way Tibetan monks were allegedly able to move large stones to the mountaintops to build their monasteries. Some say it was a race of giants, aliens, or twin brothers Elisapa and Elusapa that created the place to worship their gods. One of the more strange theories is from author and inventor Joseph Newman. He said that hurricanes don't just need heat from the water to form and grow, they also need electromagnetism. Pohnpei has constant, subtle, and unique seismic activity, and that activity causes the magnetic basalt stones to generate piezoelectricity. He states that when there is enough pressure on the columns, they give off a skyward discharge. Newman concludes that Nan Madol was built to manipulate the weather. Legends also say the ruins are haunted, cursed, or both. If you go with the story of the twins, legends hold that they represented the kingdom of Sadalor. When Elisapa died of old age, Elusapa became the first of the Sadalorian leaders. The founders of Nan Madol were kindly, but as years went by, they became more and more demanding. The Sadalors reigned until 1628. In years past, the local king of Pohnpei made a proclamation that to dig or disturb the sacred grounds of Nan Madol would be punishable by execution. Naturally, foreigners didn't listen, and they certainly didn't believe in spirits of past rulers. In 1874, a Polish anthropologist sailed from Nan Madol with several crates of jewelry and artifacts. The ship was caught in a storm and shipwrecked near the Marshall Islands. No cargo has ever been found. In the early 20th century, Pohnpei was under German rule. Victor Berg was the governor at the time and decided to explore despite what anyone might say. He came across and opened a sealed coffin that belonged to the settlers. In it he found two skeletons measuring roughly 6.5 and 9.5 feet, or 2 and 3 meters tall. He spent the night near the tomb and said he kept hearing the sound of a conch shell being blown and that he saw balls of light dancing around. He went back to Pohnpei in a torrential rainstorm and arrived at Camp Delirious. He died the next morning, April 30th, 1907. Shortly before World War II, the island was ruled by Japan. Divers supposedly found coffins underwater that were made from platinum and contained large human-like bones. They took the coffins apart to sell the metal. Two of the said divers just vanished underwater afterwards. Also, platinum isn't found anywhere near Nan Madol. After World War II, Pohnpei was included in the UN Micronesian Trust territory under American control. In 1963, Betty Meggers and Clifford Evans from, you guessed it, the Smithsonian, came to Nan Madol. I was unable to find what their report contained. An interesting note is that author H.P. Lovecraft visited the islets and used them as inspiration for the Home of Cthulhu in a short story written in 1928. Before I give a description of some of the islets, you need to know about a drink called sakau. It is normally used in ceremonies and is definitely narcotic. Roots of the kava plant are pounded on a large stone with smaller stones. Then the roots are wrapped in wet bark from the hibiscus tree. It is then twisted until the muddy-looking liquid comes out and is caught in a coconut shell. Etet was built around 1200 AD and served as a religious center. Here, sea turtles were sacrificed and fed to a moray eel. This islet can only be visited by kayak. Kurian is an islet that contains a tomb that is about 1/2 square mile or 1,150 square meters big. 3 burial chambers are inside the tomb, which can be entered through a low gate on the southwest side, with a sakau stone 6.5 or 2 meters long can be found near the entrance. Nan Tawaz can be considered the heart of Nan Madol. It was built in around 1200 AD and covers just under an acre or 3,400 square meters of land. It's almost square in shape and has 2 walled enclosures, one inside the other. Inside the first area is 2 tombs to the north and south. Inside the second area is one grand tomb. This tomb contains the bones of many settlers, but have been removed by the Germans and the Japanese. Pohnpei is the largest of the islets, measuring just over 3 acres, or 12,770 square meters. There were 3 periods of building here. The first from 950 to 980 AD, next from 1250 to 1290 AD, and lastly from 1460 to 1480. The reigning settler quarters are in the rear of this islet, and an open area to the northeast was used for growing taro and sugarcane. The south corner was a home for the guards, and an enclosure on the east corner was where the settlers' private bathing area. Right in the center is a temple dedicated to the thunder god. There is no way I can pronounce this god's name. I'm sorry. I found that to be interesting. This is one of those mysteries that I'm not sure what to think. All I know is that I'd love to see it. What are your thoughts? As always, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And I apologize for any stumbling, but I have a small dog that's nibbling on my toes for attention. Thank you for watching.